Good evening, folks. I'm Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio, 10 LPR-TV. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining us this evening. We sincerely apologize Running a little bit late here as usual. Sometimes you get catch up with time and makes it very difficult. Antonin to George Crawford, Mr. Crawford, welcome. Victor Morgan, Emlet, one of our primetime viewers, listener, follower, Dimitri Nayut, and the rest yet. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Just hit the share button for us. Invite someone at your company because LPR TV is on. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. This is the Diaspora, informative news outlet, fair, balanced, and proportional to national conversation. Very shortly, the panelists will be joining me here, and we're going to have a conversation here. Taking you to Greater Liberia, we say welcome, and of course, my man from community engagement, DJ will come part of also the LPR executive, based in San Diego, California, the liberal land. Good evening, welcome. There comes Mr. Mazik. Thank you so much for your commitment to this network. We want to welcome Sana Mashi in from the UK. Good evening, good morning, guys. It's unbelievable. Your commitment to this network here is overwhelming. Welcome to the show. I am Alfonso Zienso.
Everyone that's looking for nice African for wedding, whatever fabric you need, you can just come over here. You have all this nice stuff. If you need ashebi, you guys can come over here for baby shower, for wedding. You guys are welcome. She had really nice stuff. You can see all over there, all those men over here. You don't have to go to the theater and then they're going to be telling you all kind of stories. You can just come here. They're already made. And for ladies, you can just look for whatever fabric you're looking for and match it for the men. And, your husband already have a shirt made. You can get stuff for your kids. You can get stuff for the whole family. We have African slippers and ashobi hand ties all over. We have different kinds of lists and everything. So you guys are welcome, okay? It's really nice. It's Fabric Queen on 6695 off of Woodland. 6625 Woodland Avenue, okay? So you guys are welcome, 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 welcome. You have nice stuff here for ladies, for men, for kids, and for everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia is 100% African-owned business. At Fabric Queen, we are specialized in high-quality wax product, Swiss lace, jewelry, and beauty products that will make you shine like the queen of fabrics. We are located at 6625 on Woodland Avenue, 10 Philadelphia. Telephone number 215-800-0228. Tell the management of Fabrics Queens in Philadelphia is easy and salt of the Liberia Public Radio gives you this message. Tell all Akwaba.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Wood. They are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food. You have dried fish, you have cassava, you have yams, you have plantains, bananas, and Musa even goes out of his way to pay people extra to cut the potato grains for customers to save them extra time. We have deeper, we have fufu, we have the refrigeration center, then we also have cosmetics. This is a place to come in Philadelphia. If you come to Philly, you don't reach to Uncle Musa's grocery.
Welcome to our listeners, viewers across the globe, wherever you are. As usual, I am your host, Mr. Duclet. Welcome in the house of LPR. I am your host and your anger. My goodness, hell gonna break loose here tonight. Somebody please get your phone set for possible to United Nations because Icamo cannot help the situation from what I see. If you're seeing what I'm seeing backstage and what I'm observing here, it is gonna be like. Because there are some people who be slamming their friends. I want to see whether they get that courage and conviction. You know, you get a saying that say when the leper is not in town, everybody goes lose the turn like a wild geese. But this is the Liberal Public Radio. That's the beauty of this network. The incorporations of diverse political background, independent, they take side, which is okay. We must make ourselves known so as not to leave our audience. Okay, so let's, time is fast spent. We apologize. Let me go to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Legendary Sister Goya, strong supporter, never die man from Councilor Tiawongongo. His friends has accused him that the Brona is malnourished, no protein, no carbohydrate, nothing. The Bron, every other straw. But Sister said no, the Bron is still standing. As we speak, they are resuscitating it. They brought it to, how do you call it, hospital, Penn Hospital now, Minnesota, I can't treat it. Let me bring in Cesar Goya, is a senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio. He's based in Minnesota, Minneapolis, deeply involved in the politics of the USA as well. So, he is a stalwart of the Alternative National Congress.
No, the Liberian People's Party.
No, that different person here. Oh, now. You see, you're starting so soon. Yeah. You see where I'm talking? Hey, it's telling yourself, okay, say supporter of Tiawongonglo Liberal People Party and Jennington Dollar Care. I saw the guy in Fishtown. Was that in Fishtown, Cummings, or where he was marching? Yeah, when the president in announcement to you, man, walking, wiping your face. But he's back in the U.S. Jonathan Dulake is a senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio. And let's go to Sydney. Our man is there. Marcos Wea is a he's a senior analyst. He was originally in Nairobi, Kenya. I don't know what happened, where they have so many big men. So he's now in, Sydney? Let's see, in Thailand, the Kingdom of Thailand. Michael Wea is joining us. Gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the show. As usual, Dolaket, good to see you here. Man, why it takes to be an ANC person to be like you?
It's wonderful.
You know, I'm taking you. I don't know whether we should take, I should take sir, or this platform should take sir. Because there's something in the Liberian politics, if you decide to walk a neutral line, it makes it very, very difficult, you know, but we're not going to do that. We got to stand by our principle. Gentlemen, good evening, and I believe is it morning to your end in Thailand? Marcos?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Are you getting me?
Is it a morning hour to your end?
I just came back to Nairobi. Yeah.
Oh, you back to Nairobi
In
again?
Nairobi now. Yeah, I'm in Nairobi. Is Nairobi now is 3:37 now in Nairobi AM.
Okay,
Nairobi.
well, okay, thank you. Good to be with us. Okay, gentlemen, good evening. Let's welcome our man here, Docket. Man, you've been missing in actions. Why? You are what? A special envoy to Cummings or what? What is it? Geez, you're smiling, you're looking good. This guy, I can tell you now, let me just call him out right now. He's not a good friend. Sissy, I am the only person that been protecting your interests on this network. But I'm gonna see whether you're gonna let go because some writer says they we're gonna let it go. I will see, but it will speak for itself. And you saw him when I was trying to call him. He said, "No." Jonathan, good to see you. Welcome.
Yes, Mr. So it's a few squad. Wonderful being on the platform once more again. This country is called the Equalizer. So when you come here, you have to pass all the necessary holes, and in doing that, you have to take out some time off in order to attend to family, activities. But again, I'd like to say thanks to all of you guys, people who are following the show. This is the Helium track from the contributors here. I mean, go to work, come from work, and take up that time, days in, days out. It is not an easy thing for one to do, as a contribution to our country. And that is why some of us, though we bear the label of political party, the label of political parties, but at the same time, our Liberians will always live longer than the political parties will do. Our generation will live longer. So when we come to this conversation, we come with an open mind, solving the problem, because 3 months from now, we'll all have to harness the differences, and come together as a people in order to foster the agenda of our country. So it cannot just be peculiar to political parties, and because I'm in the party, so I be in the party. Whatever that happen must be right. No, we are open-minded people, and so I feel quite happy again. And thanks to all of you who are holding the ground. I appreciate you guys so very highly. Thank you.
Okay. Be Akinseki Daddy. You see how Sissy gonna welcome you in the split second. Koto, by the way, wow, what is Koto say? Koto say welcome. Is it a good welcome in a good faith? Okay. Sissy will drop the eye. So just hold on that. Okay, Marcos, good morning from my Nairobi, Kenya. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Mr. So, and to all of my colleagues for being here at this time. I'm also grateful. It has been a long time since I ever participated on the show, but I've been following from different background, diverse background, and I've been enjoying the show. We have a lot of panelists who have their own side of in terms of political alignment and what have you, but that makes it beautiful because having a show wherein people come from different political background, it makes the show unique because it brings that diversity. It makes people to know that.
Welcome to Nairobi. Okay. While he's doing that, let me just get this off the screen.
I'm with ANC too, and play on the cocoa free.
Hey, here we go. Okay, let's go to Sissy Goya. Sissy Goya, good evening and welcome.
No, man, my brother Jonathan, it's nice to have you on. We've been talking about this. My Mr. Sorry, let us chew with my mom. So is this brother? We are to talk about it. Say President, we are a cousin in Kenya that he is so.
Yeah,
so President, we have cousin, but make it hear me because I won't be talking about that. Make it hear me. My cousin, hear me.
Look, 1 minute.
I want on a serious note, man. You see the message I dropped in says, so let me take over. But welcome, my brother Marcus and Jonathan. It's a pleasure. It's nice to see you. I particularly like your opening statement We have to get to a point where Liberia is larger than anything else. The party remains supreme, cannot be a mantra that moves our country forward. So I like your opening statement. And you've always been a guy that I respect, even though sometimes I take a shot at you and Mr. So won't use my mother, but welcome back. It's nice to see you back.
Thank you, brother.
They all welcome here. You're taking somebody in the slaughterhouse. Okay, Dwalot and the rest of the folks, good to have you here. Madam Grace Pay, Tom Gatazia, thank you so much. Eleanor Tai Davis, thank you so much. Let me see, I think Michael is back here. Michael, the message you ANC, the ANC people from something you me, my mother get called. Are you hearing?
Yeah, I heard a little bit from him. Yeah, but AMC is a party. If I'm a member of ANC, I will be the happiest person. But I'm not a member of ANC. I do like some of their activities. Not everything they do that I like. Yeah, but I like some of their activity. That's what I like about ANC. And there are a lot of political parties in Liberia since he made himself known from the Liberian People Party. And I don't know when they are going to sweep the dirt from the whole of Liberia. They have a lot of job to do.
See, money
oh my goodness. That the party that said, what, sweep Liberia?
Yeah. So if you want to sweep Liberia, you should get ready to sweep your own brothers and sisters, your own blood brother. Because the thing you're talking about is there. Corruption in the family, it starts from the family in Liberia. So it's not something easy.
Not Liberia alone, for any part of the world.
Yeah, so it's not easy. But they are the one that have the brooms. So other places you can see policy statement, but they have the broom, which is symbolic that they will sweep corruption, even the garbages, all those things in the street of Monrovia. They will sweep everything.
Is it your understanding about having a symbol means we don't have a policy statement? That's your understanding? Because you're saying other part of the policy statement, I simply say we don't have a policy statement. Because I can point you to all of them. I can have a whole interview about policy.
So okay,
I know you have, but I'm just kidding.
Let's settle down here. So Marcus, let's know who you are, because they're your Nairobi business here. The Liberal try to establish your identity. We are still not as successful who you are. Where do you stand in this whole political process? Have you reached a conclusion, by the way?
Currently, I used to be with the All Liberian Party, but I suspended my membership, like I told you people. Yeah, like I told you a long time ago. Wait now, give me small chance now. The All Liberian People, the All Liberian People Party. I used to the first political party I ever took membership for is the ALP. But I think the first time I ever made my debut on this show, and I'll explain to you why, and the reason why I'm not currently.
So your membership is coming. Your membership is coming here. Your membership is coming.
I suspended my membership with the ALP because I'm one person who believes that the party needs to be an institution, not something that is limited to one group of people, let's say a family stuff. I think what we said in the past is what the ALP is facing now, because seeing one person at the top and always making decisions, that person can tell you that, okay, today we are supporting this person. Not understanding the actuality. Why should we support this person, and what are the benefits that we are going to get as a political institution? Those things also were not also considered. So as you see now, the ALP has a serious issue. Even in the internal circle of the ALP, there are other members of the ALP that are supporting the Bwaka. There are other members of the ALP that are supporting the CDC. There are other members of the ALP that are supporting the ANC and so forth. So because of the previous decisions that were made.
So who are you now? That one that in the past, that's an obituary announcement now, political obituary announcement now you're narrating to us. But Who are you at this time? Some with ANC, some with Buakai, some gone to CDC. Where are you? Where are you seeking refuge?
I shall make a public declaration when my guy CC and his political party come up with their running mate. Then we will weigh the situation to know. So you see, so until that, I still remain.
The boss is tired going to reunion barbecue.
Yeah, so those of us, we are not in Liberia, but we have people that also follow us whenever we say something. So we are very careful with all the political ranting and so forth around. We are still waiting. We will come up with a decision or statement to know where we are going. But policy, we will always come up with policy statement critiquing political institutions and their manifesto. You know, that's how we do it.
Jonathan, the way you back, probably I think I have to fire your emotion. Something this guy is doing and you guys are not picking heed. I'm very sensitive, and this is why I have my devices monitoring. Sister will be talking here and he will be networking with people in the live view. I'm surprised to see this is, I don't know, probably this guy has written it before. Dualo, very critical voice, but to see here Gonglo 2023, it speaks volume. So Sese is recruiting massively here during live program, and you guys are not paying attention, and you think he just doing stuff. Dualo, this is something I am concerned. Wow, look at him. Sese, you are welcome, senior man. You see those sort of names he attaching?
My man,
Okay. So Sese, let's start with you here. Look, how is the process going so far? I seen comments. He's in the southeast. Other people cross moving here. And I listened to Ambassador Boykas, I think 2 days ago, but I tried to replay that. But if anybody pick up something from there as well, we can talk about that. I did hear him making reference to if we are wins, that would be like a Yaya jamming type of stuff. Anybody heard that in our speech? Okay, I'll have to leave it and go back to it, but because yeah. Okay, so let's have a conversation here, guys. The race, we're talking about year, months. Literally, we are to the point now. Where do we stand at this time? Who are we really picking eyes on to say this person is turning the political wheel, and there could be some sort of dramatic political change? Who is it fair? Who can we really dash this thing on right now? I don't know where your guy, how soon. Marcos started off by saying when your man make a pick, we will have no idea when he's going to make that pick or whether he's going to endorse anybody. We don't know, but he is a factor. We can't ignore him into this process here. Clear cut about that. And I know everybody making those phone calls overnight and stuff like that. But let's look at the process itself. What do you make of the process?
So let me address the last issue first, about the vice presidential running mate of Councillor Tewan Gonglo when he or she is going to be named. Look, a sign of emotional maturity is that you don't allow the people to force your hands. The likes of Joseph Boakai, who has run twice in the country, I think somewhat people were right to expect him to have named a running mate a lot sooner, knowing that right after the last election, he had decided he was going to run in the next election. So he's been running since 2017. And so I think to some extent, people were asking him to present his running mate sooner. Councillor Tewan Gonglo and the Liberian People's Party, we are running an institution and we are dealing with the Liberian people's plight. This is not about personality. It's not a personality court we're running. We've told the Liberian people that there will be a vice running mate named way sooner than election time. But at the end of the day, what we want to do is to shine the spotlight on what really matters. What really matters at the end of the day when we are trying to put things in order and prioritize is the Liberian people's plight. And so to that end, when you ask me what we want to name sweeper 2, I say we've named sweeper 2.
Don't do this here this evening.
We've named sweeper 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the thousands. Every time we meet these people in their villages, those are the people we're needing to help run the country, because we are asking them to tell us what is their pocketbook issue, what are the issues that affect them on the dining room, or sorry, not dining room table, but on their lap when they're eating their food, sitting on their laps. Look, at the end of the day, what I like is that, and this is besides what I believe in the Liberian People's Party or not, but what I like is that I see communists in the Southeast. I'm seeing political politicians out there engaging the Liberian people. I think we need to make sure that every political candidate, serious political candidate, is out there telling the Liberian people what he or she stands for, so that our people at the end of the day, when they decide who they're going to vote for, is based on a clear understanding of where these parties stand. And so to my brother Marcus Weir, I say, it is a great thing you said that, at the end of the day, sometimes you got to divorce yourself from political institutions because you want Liberia to go forward. And we're hoping you can see that Councillor Gonglo will be the best way forward. At the end of the day, we are telling the Liberian people, here is where we stand, and here is where we think we move the country to. And we want all other political parties, other politicians to come and lay theirs down so that the Liberian people can be able to compare. When you go down outside the bar or Dunga Flare, you want people between the where and see which one where better for you to carry home. But we don't want a monopolization or a monopoly of those sectors. And so we wholeheartedly welcome what Cummings has been doing before, and that he continues to do, which is outreach to the people, which is what Gonglo has been doing. We're hoping to see Omer Bwaka out there and to see President Dr. George Manneh. We are out there. So Liberian people can hear from every one of them and make an informed decision on who they want to lead the Liberian government, Liberian economy for the next 6 years.
That your political trumpet is not going to resonate with me here this evening. Is your guy finding it difficult to get a pick? Or what is real? What is he hiding? Is there anything that we need to know as a Liberian? Look, the process is ongoing, and I know we have time, and you are very good at that, to curve and reconstruct things here this evening with your profession, everything going to kick in here. But why can't we? We were talking, we were warning. Or what? We get Fixer 1, we get Rescue 1, Rescue 2. When will we have Bloom 2?
Well, here's the thing. We'll start having Rescue Uncle and everything. But before we get to that point, you just stressed the point that we have time. So we have time. We have time. What we are telling the Liberian people is that the one thing that matters is them. It's not a Sweeper 2 or a Bloom 2, whatever name you want to give it. And let me dispel this. To say that people what are we finding it difficult? If you listen to the news, people have always been saying, "Can this person go with Gonglo? Can this person go with Gonglo?" So we're not having a hard time. Are you telling me a guy who spent his lifetime from his youth to fighting for the rights of people, the likes of Molba Molu and all the people to get him out of jail, even when he didn't expect the political payback, is going to struggle to have somebody run with him? A guy of impeccable character is going to struggle to have somebody run with him. A guy who understands governance, a guy who has produced work and employment in the private sector is going to struggle to get somebody run with him. The problem the media is having is that we're not running a leaking campaign. This is not a campaign where every time you hear, oh, the person say no, the person say yeah, you're talking to the person, he ain't Ghana, you're on the other side. We're not running that because we're running a responsible, a credible, institutional-based, people-centered campaign. And so we're not going to be out here leaking. But what we can tell the Liberian people is that Councillor Tiawan say Gonglo is going to be on the ballot in October. Councillor Tiawan say Gonglo is going to make his pick. Liberian people have enough time to dig into the background of his pick, but he's a methodical guy, and we're going to deal with this thing critically because we understand that the vice presidency, although some people say it's nominal, we don't take it that way because we understand that the vice president is going to be next in line of succession. So this is going to be a decision that is made, and we are going to consider the plight of the Liberian people while making that decision. So we're not going to be hurried. This is not something where somebody go buy a house and you didn't get good credit and you're going to go buy a house and then foreclose on your house. We're not going to do that.
I need a political life jacket right now. And Jonathan, I count on you and Marcus to do this yet. Hopefully the other folks going to join. This is what Sisi is good at. This is what Sisi is good at. And he's trying to get this here. So you being away here, he's been firing here. I'm going to give you enough time here to as a payback here this evening. But let's just bring you in here. You listen to Sisi political narrative here. There's a whole a dip of water. Let's tap into what he says for you, and then we can come to your own ANC, and I'll bring in Michael. Do you agree with me, or is ANC going after this guy? This is why you guys are playing nice to nobody. I don't see why nobody is going after Tiawan Gonglo. He doesn't have a record. Is that why you guys ANC Unity Party? Why this being so nice game with him? Why?
Look, I hope you get me. Am I very
Loud,
loud?
loud and clear.
Am I very okay? Uh, we have basically 2 days from now or 3 days from now will be at the 15th, and then it means that we'll have 3 months to go for the elections. And after 3 months for the elections, we'll all be back together as Liberians. And for me, the onus is not on Councillor Gonglo. It is not on Ambassador Jose Nyaman Bwaka. It is not on Mr. Cummings or any opposition member. It is on those who have collected our taxes for the last 6 years and have been given the responsibility on the brink of Councillor Gonglo nomination. As far as I'm concerned by electoral guidelines, someone who has followed the electoral process very carefully, he has not violated the nomination deadline. There is time within his ambit, and that time can be utilized as much as possible. What I'm concerned about today, and it is very important, Liberians who come, we talk the politics and we forget the little things, is that today marks the beginning of the exhibition, Monday, June 12th, stretching to June 17th. When they say exhibition, it means for you to confirm that you registered, you know your registration center, to know that you are included in the registration process, to know that your names or your name is corrected according to what you registered, and that you can object to people who you believe are not Liberians but were included in the process. Now, when political parties, independent-minded people, Liberians across the nation, have been crying on the wanton corruption of the CDC-led government, are plunged out into drug addict that our children have been dragged into now, and that we cannot trust the censor, and we cannot trust any data coming from the CDC-led government. This is a crucial part for any serious-minded political party to take into consideration. And if we sleep on it, like we slept on the voter registration, then we hold ourselves responsible, and we cannot throw the Liberian people under the bus. For me, it is the crux of the conversation. More than this, I also like to stress that opposition leaders, like Mr. Cummings for the ANC is doing across the nation, opposition leaders, I would encourage them. I would not single out. I would encourage all of them to crisscross the nation, to engage in areas that are inaccessible, because I understand the demographic. We are in June. June is almost finished. You only have July to go to the Southeast region. You have August to go to Sano, Grand Crew, Grand Jide. The ending of August and September will be concentrated in Magibi, Bon County, Nima County, because it's very large. The counties are closer, Bomi County. And September, October is the second week the election will be held. So if we are not prepared to deploy the tactics required, we should hold ourselves responsible. And that is why we are sending an early warning to every opposition members. Because any opposition member that is qualified, I hope that my man will be qualified, but any opposition member that is qualified, that I see very competent than George Weah, that opposition member should be supported. And so that is why I'm sending this caveat to the opposition members, to opposition leaders to engage the process, because the time is very limited. As we speak, it is rainy season. So you should understand, if you didn't go to Maryland, Grand Jide, Grand Crew, Sando Canton to show your presence there between June and July, you are not going to go there August. Because when you're there August, other people will be in your backyard in a vote-rich area, Lofa, Nimba, Bom, Magibi, and what have you. So you have to be calculative.
All right. I want to go to my last hope. Perhaps maybe when you on this thing, Sissy is texting Jonathan. Jonathan is responding, and that's why you see Sissy is like, yeah, we are on course. Let me bring you. You in Nairobi, Kenya. These guys are here. Don't mind them. You were parted, ALP. I don't know what happened now, whether the L tend to PA or whatever the case is. So let's see here. But you listen to Sissy Tone. You listen to Jonathan, and politics is all about it's been very strategic in your approach, and they're quite correct because if you can enter the corridor of the southeast, which most people, and from what we're saying from past history, where we have been doing excellent, it's good to start chipping in now to make your presence felt. But you listen to him. Unity Party, ANC, when it comes to LPP of Tier 1 Gonglos, there is a specific tone when their surrogates, when their supporters are speaking. But trust me, when Unity Party person hit this network right now, the language and the tone of Jonathan will automatically take a different route. What are these guys doing right now? Do you think one of these two are talking, having a conversation, trying to cut a deal with Councilor Tiawan Gonglo? He wants to be. Cecil, I know for sure, Cecil would never come on this network and say, oh, yeah, we're doing this here. That one until Judgment Day. I would never hear that, and I anticipate that. But who do you think really having a conversation with this guy here? There's a reason Tiawan Gonglo is still holding up. There is something he's watching. I want to strongly believe that.
Thank you so much. Let me appreciate. Are you getting me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Very audible.
Okay, let me appreciate all of their comments and view and statements. But you know when we were in high school, and then when you took a test, if you knew what you did in the test and the teacher came in class to distribute the test papers, you wouldn't be that so afraid receiving your test paper. You would not be, tell your friend that, oh, please collect my test paper from because you know what you did. Normally, those students who have problem in doing the test, they will always want to hold their test paper because they don't want for their colleagues to see whatever grade they have made during the test, because they know they have failed. So, politics is numbers. It's about the numbers. Let us not deceive ourselves. It's good to participate in the process. We all know. And between men and our Heavenly Father, the four of us here and other Liberians that are watching understand how the Liberian politics work. Now, the issue of choosing a vice running mate, a vice standard bearer within a political party in Liberia is something that is regional. It's clear, it's regional, something that is regional. So let us not disrespect that. In as much as we will say that Councillor Tiawan Gonglo and the Liberian People Party have not violated the electoral law of Liberia, but in terms of doing of due.
So many big men in Nairobi. Okay, the men and I'm posting your phone, my man. Hey, you want gamble more? Okay,
What's up?
Those guys, they don't throw something in your phone. Okay.
Okay, sorry. So in as much as we are saying that they have not violated the electoral law of Liberia, are you getting me?
Yeah. Go ahead. We hear you.
Yes, but let us be very, very sincere to ourselves, our conscience, and what have you. Now, how do you intend to get the political to get numbers during the election, when in fact we have few months to the election? The Liberian people don't know who you are pairing with. Now, if it is taking you months to make a decision, country? Is that how you are going to run the country to take years to decide? Maybe if you win the election, how many months is it going to take you to name your ministers? So we are saying, no, I'm talking to directly. I'm talking to the Liberian People Party, because if Tiawon Gonglo, that we all know, we all know Councillor Tiawon Gonglo is a well-respected individual, but you see, if Nimi or Vaz Ronnie May will reach up to this time, then some of us who are one way or the other on the fence, who have not decided who to support in this election, we are worried. And we are calling upon them. You know, our brother Sisi, we come up with a very sweet tongue in terms of naming their Ronnie. But he knows very well that within the party, there is an issue. They are searching. They are seriously searching. Who is going to add some numbers to the Liberian People Party's number? It's very important. Now, the issue of other political parties going across the country, deciding, creating awareness. Look, it's good to visit, but if you are visiting, what message are you carrying? But we continue to hear the same old messages. Those same old messages. That's why we continue to hear. There is nothing different. Somebody is telling you that they are going to build, if they win election, they are going to change things. How are you going to change things? If you are telling me, I'm from Southeastern. My father is from Sino, my mother is from Grand Cru. And since I know myself, that particular region have been having bad roads. Now, if you are telling us, people from that side, that when you win election, you will change the narratives of building roads from market, from the village to towns, where are you going to get the money from? What will be your programs? That's what we want to hear. Because we've been hearing those same statements over and over. When I win, education system will be improved. When I win, the security sector will be improved. What programs, what are your policy? That's what we want to hear. Because when you win the election, we are going to hold you accountable based upon what you said. It's not a normal statement to say that maybe when we were in the village. Yeah, let me conclude, sir. When we were in the village, sometimes coming or when you see a young, new lady come from Morovia like that, you see everybody, all the young boys running to that one girl. You see, it happened. We observe that. But what are you saying to that new girl that have come? That, okay, for me, I live in this village, but I can make a difference in your life. This is the problem with Liberia, the politicians in Liberia. What are the new things, and how are they going to stick to whatever they are saying? It's not about somebody not doing the same old thing, like the ANC. ANC continue to tell us that we will not do the same old thing. But the new thing you want to do, how are you going to do it?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. The house, we are in a crowded house now. Legendary Amos George. The guy has support of the Alternative National Congress, ANC, from the far right place in Atlanta. Dr. George Toto, CM political analyst, support the candidacy of Councillor Tiawon Gonglo. This is why I put them in the same categories so they can have it easy to exchange their text messages and stuff like that. Gentlemen, good evening. Welcome. Amos George, how are you, sir?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Toto. Good evening.
Dr. Toto, how are you doing?
It's just busy, looking.
I don't know how they came to the conclusion. They say, "Oh, I'm going to be on here today," so they thought they were going to just have their own party to just draft through. Okay, we try to profile, what is going on and who is who. But Sister told us that we should wait for you because you has the key to the LPP. So I want to bring you into this fries quickly here. You heard what the guy from Kenya was saying.
Mr. So don't run away from this thing because they meant true Tabata. You want me to respond? You run into
You
Tabata, so you go. I gotta get into this.
That Bambara Neko. Okay.
People don't agree.
Never die hard. He ready. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely you're gonna respond, but let me just bring in Dr. Toto. Dr. Toto is settled down here, and we're just talking. We're curious. The process is ongoing. We like what is happening. Everybody trying to energize and kind of rejuvenate their supporters, and but people being expressing concern. That's what Marco is saying. But what's going on? When will we hear from the counselor? We want to see what's going to be popping up.
Yeah, first look, don't forget about the counselor running bit. At this age of the process that where we are reached, maybe we'll say 3 months or 4 months from now. Let's be discussing policy.
Wait. So forget about the counselor VP business now.
Yes, is that important right
All
now?
right, no, we're respecting.
Wow.
He says that. I'm listening.
Wow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
The reason why the VP pick a big hard kick in recent all because of the early rush from the Unity Party ANC, because one of them were trying to grab Dima County with influence of Prince Johnson. They didn't get Prince Johnson lay on the other side, and the other one to show supremacy. That's the reason why they rush in that process to get VP. But the LPP is not rushed. Let's discuss the policy of the various candidate. Let me discuss that policy, what they have in that platform, what they have in that manifesto. That's what should be discussing. What message are they taking the Liberian people? Should be our proud focus. The councillor will going to get a VP. He going to take part in the process. So he's going to get a VP. So no matter how he's going to lay, he's going to still get a VP. But at this age right now, to say he should come with a VP, it will not be a strategic move. A VP going to come, but let's discuss the policy that everybody have that platform. Let put ANC platform on the macro slope. What they have there for Liberian people.
No, you don't put the platform on the macro so we can discuss it. Don't go to ANC. You put your platform out there.
Hold on. You're making a platform.
Let's put you to the party platform on the macro slope. Let's see what they have for the Liberian people. But
okay.
So why are leaving Georgia? Why are leaving Georgia? We are concentrating on the opposition community.
Everybody, that's what president we are. The goal is to remove president we are. That's it.
Yeah. So if you say,
okay, guys, let's have a conversation. Fair point, fair analysis. We don't squeeze people to the extent that they should say something here. Let me bring in Amos George and I will go to Sissy. Amos George,
I can't in the middle when I'm now talking to Tabata, so I want you to respond to him because that Tabata you're talking, I didn't get it beginning. So Sister wanted to respond. After Sister, then I'll come in.
Who were talking to Tabata?
Sister, no. Sister, he wanted you told Sister to hold on.
No problem. No problem. The Tabata is listening.
Yeah. Okay, so Sister stay up. Amos Joy, he always willing to vow to break ceasefire. He said he willing. Now he in a call with Sissy. So Sissy, where is Marco going wrong?
Well, I like how he started the conversation with, although he ran around and talked about high school test, and then he ran around in a circle and brought it. So as a teacher, let's do the high school testing thing. The first thing you talk about picking a vice presidential candidate is regional. And then you say, but they want to pick a candidate here. So what the two things got to do with each other? What the price of cement got to do with bread? You know, and you're talking about we're taking months in discussion, and because of that, somehow he juxtaposes that to mean that tier one would take forever to pick a cabinet position. And I say, where is the wrong in that? Where is the wrong in thinking, thoroughly thinking, being methodical about selecting a candidate, a cabinet position versus rushing and sending people that will prove to be unqualified and not capable of doing the work? What is the rush? We are not doing this thing to say that we want a quick second, benefit right now. All of the political parties that have picked the vice president running mate, None of them has sent it to NEC. It's not even official by next guideline. And so my thing I want to understand from my brother is he keep talking about, the LPP is searching, and we know that we're in our rank. Let me say this right now, categorically clear, emphatically. We are not having issues with picking the vice presidential candidate. I don't know where you heard that from, but that would be a categorical lie. If anybody told you that we are struggling with picking a vice presidential candidate, we are methodical because we are a serious political institution, not a political club. And Councillor Tewanse Gonglo understands governance because he's been in government, and he understands what it means to pick somebody who is serious for the Liberian people. And so when you talk about what are the policies, and then I want to ask, somebody wrote it here, my brother, you living under the rock? Because every time you talk to Councillor Tewanse Gonglo, we tell you what the policies are. I told you when we started this conversation, I can do a whole interview about what our policies are. There is a 10-point plan that's been produced by Tewanse Gonglo from the very beginning. There is a policy that we've put out there. We're talking about running on education. We're saying that we're going to produce community schools. Community schools are schools where you go to, you have nurses, you got all of the things happening right there. We talk about Article 6 of the Liberian Constitution that guarantees education, access to free quality public education. We said we're going to make sure of that. And you talk about where the money will come from. We've talked about collecting money from waste, fraud, and abuse. For example, the money that got taken out of the Margibi public health fund, that money would have been used to save lives. So when you ask, you don't say where the money comes from, you have not listened to Councillor Tewanse Gonglo. And I'm going to be prepared to now say, you probably have not listened to communists either, because these people have been talking about where the money will come from. So my brother, unless maybe you've been living on a rock, or maybe your network been giving you a hard time, but if you listen to Councillor Tewanse Gonglo and the Liberian People's Party, we have always said where we're going to take money from and how we're going to run government and how governance is going to work. And so, my brother, I tell you this, it might be disappointing because we're not in this, kaka leka thing where somebody say, so they pay the vibe running mate and people running quick. We're not playing backyard and hosco where we're going to choose the best. We choose you. That's what we're doing. When it comes to the Liberian people and the plight of the Liberian people, we are going to be methodical. We are going to be strategic. We are going to take the time to ensure, because we understand that the work of the vice president is to step in whenever the president is incapacitated. So you are the next in line. Beyond that, you are the tiebreaker in the House of Senate. So we'll be very careful. We'll be very methodical in picking, because we understand the Liberian people's mind. And so my brother will tell you, please go back. In fact, there is a site, I don't want to advertise on here, but the Liberian People's Party have a website, go there. The Liberian People's Party have a Facebook platform, go there. The councillor has been everywhere, listen to his video. We've always said what we're going to do and how we're going to get those. So I beg you, my brother, don't lump us with everybody else who has been lazy in politics. We have explained what we're going to do, and we continue to explain that.
Okay. What, you coming for it?
No, I just.
You take all your coat, I tell you one car.
No, the old man got to shake his jacket before. He can't stand too good, so he got to shake his jacket before he sit down good. Now let me just say something. Mr. Cummings continue to explain to the Liberian people. Like he talk about ecotourism. He talked about cutting down waste in government. Says those some it can be diverted to some of those programs. He even talked about cutting down the fleet of the executive mansion. The security, he looked at the budget, the other day he was speaking about it. That's too much money. And there are other areas that he's going to look at. He talked about reforming the court system. How do you do that? By paying people a little bit good wages and bringing competent people for that system. That's why you're trying to attract businesses into the country. But to do that, you must have a good court system that people can have trust in. He talked about education. It's a process. We're going to look at our education system because the present system is not working. How do we utilize what we have with the minimum that we have? These are things every day on the radio, he go and talk to people. It's not a thing old thing to say, oh, I'm going to say, well, you put me there then before we talk about it. No, he explained it to people. So maybe if that is not enough, then tell us what other people are offering. But he continued to tell people what he's going to do and how he's going to do it. So these I think is not just the major goal they having right today. He just go, my people, you want to be president. No, he explained to the people how can we lift people out of poverty? How can we help people with education? These are things. It's not like the other people, Mr. CDC, where you say you get free education, but people say sit down and flow. The teacher can't take pay. You cut down the poor money, they can't get a pay on time. So you have to come up with a plan that will stabilize some of the things. And first thing how you do, you look at some of the spending of the government. Because there are too much waste in the Liberian government. No, people just throwing money out there. Like news we're getting about the disadvantaged youth. Personal loan, I know $30 million project last year. Now we're hearing $30 million account. The Minister of Youth was supposed to say he ain't getting none of the money. Where that money going? It's not the kind of system we want to run. We want to change that system. We want to change that system, and like people got to move towards production, not consumption, just production. So those, if you help to establish those macro, agro businesses, that can help to bring in more revenue. And how you do that? By training people and establishing this small factory. It don't have to be a big scale. But these are things Mr. Cummings is talking about. So I don't know what you want us to say. CDC, when how they call it? Proper what? Today, you know where it is. They can't tell you one thing in that thing that they're doing today for the Liberian people.
Okay.
We don't want to be like that. We want to tell the Liberian people what we're going to do and how he's going to do it. And I think that's the way to go.
All right, guys.
Radio, on TV, every time he explains it to people. So maybe if it is not, that is not enough, tell us something.
Okay. Let's make our responses very, coming to you, Marcus. Let's make it very brief. Hopefully, we'll take some calls from our guys, and so we can have a interactive conversation. Marcus, I believe there was a slam dunk that came after you. You want to respond to that?
Let me just do the last one, then Marcus can close it, because if I come after him again, it will be difficult for him again.
Oh, you see, you're going to hear.
No, if I come before he comes in, it's going to be difficult. Because I heard him talk about policy. I heard him talk about policy. I don't know when people talk about policy, whether it's in obscurity, whether it's just something that they imagine. Ministry of Gender has reported 366,584 children living on the streets. Out of that number, you have 153,982 just in Mensurado County. I came from Liberia recently with the Zogo and the drugs. What extra policy that you need to execute? You have 765 cases of sexually based, gender-based violence in the country. Out of that number, between January to March, you got 585 accounting for it. What is the extra policy that we're talking about? What encouraging these things to happen, especially by the children living in the streets? When you have 11 million provided for rent subsidy to help people to reduce the cost and burden on ordinary Liberians who are taking those rights back into the southeast amidst difficult and constrained condition of roads, and then people cannot account for 11 million. When you have road phones, that money are already being collected, and we cannot have this money available to take care of things, and the government is reneging on them for reasons best known. These are issues that we all Liberians should talk about collectively. And as much as we condemn the government in-house operation on all being that's a call, we should hold those who are responsible for these kind of situations. Because it has the lifespan of this conversation is longer than just a political party. People are languaging. From 14th Street Beach, Mr. So, as far as Congo Town, it's a ghetto. children, 10, 11 years old, are living in the ghetto and they are born children. Very soon we're going to have a pariah state, a gangster paradise. So these are the policy issues. So I encourage my brother Marcus. I know that you want to stay in between so that you don't have a side, so that it appears that you get criticized every side. But if you will be staying in between for so long and you have not taken a decision, why will you want to compare somebody who still have a longevity by election regulation to make a nomination to be responsible? I mean, to whom much is given, much is
Are you guys forming a coalition? Are you guys forming a coalition here tonight?
So let's talk about the hard issue. The issue of nomination of running mate is important, but those issues that are affecting our people, the 11 million, the 27 million for road fund, our roads inaccessible. It cannot be maintained. Several are taking pay according to your alphabetical order. When your name is there, you get pay soon. So if you get pay soon, you get provide your child going in the street. These are the hardcore issues, and we should confront it.
Okay. So you're kicking the man out?
No, you don't want to kick the man out.
Wow.
You know, when you respond too much, the network in Kenya can drop based on how much response.
No, man, that Joe, we are network, man.
Okay, so we hope to pick up some calls. Let's give Mr. Tawiye a chance. There seems to be a
because you want to say about your network, everything to it because you're talking about your network. So
okay, wow. So Jonathan, have you finished?
I saw heavyweight because the organic food from Liberia, man, he came so. Okay, Mike, let me bring you in here. Listen to these guys.
Thank you.
I think they're playing politics and trying to ignore people like you and myself because we try to stand in the middle, stand for the Liberian people. They talk their side, so they can tell us say they are standing for the Liberian. They are pushing their political agendas of these people that they support. You and I, we're still reviewing, we're looking at what they represent, the alternative, but they're not talking to you alone. It's indirectly been put into.
You know,
let's hear you.
But let me get
you want Dr. Toto, you want to?
Yeah, I want to take Senator Kobe just a little bit.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. I have listened to all of their views, and it is their right. On freedom, we have freedom of expression and freedom of association, and the freedom also to defend your political institution or your political beliefs. We understand that. But as true as it would be, my colleagues and those who are saying that which policy do we need, like Jonathan said. Now, do you know the reason why today the CDC is finding it difficult to implement this issue the issue that is called, I don't know, the program they have concerning the government, proper agenda. Do you know the reason? Because this thing was not strategized during the election or even before the election. It is something that after they won the election, they call strategists and other good planners, economists together to plan what they would do during the regime. So we are saying, like in Kenya, I was in Kenya during the election. We had two major political institutions, though there are so many political institutions, but the policies were codenamed. The ruling establishment today have the bottom-up policy. Now the opposition now has the bottom-down policy in terms of the economy. Now today, the ruling establishment is being held accountable. If you are saying that you are starting from the downward in terms of developing the country. Why is it these things are happening in this other area? The masses are going through this. That's what we want to hear. Now, it is common. It is common. Every Liberians know, even the ones who did not go to school, the ones who don't want to be president of Liberia, know that Liberia has a problem. Know that the education system have a problem. Know that there are bad road conditions in Liberia. But our objective here is, if ANC is telling us that they are going to face the mess, like he said, they will go after waste fund. They wasted those money that people corrupted, all the kind of stuff. That is a process. How are you going to lead there? What are you going to stand on to go to that, to go after people's account, where they hide their money, to go to the Suez Bank, all the other places? There must be a name. We need. So you see, no, listen. Let me. Pajoy, though you guys were talking, I listened to you attentively.
Let's do it.
Don't hijack me. I'm off. Now, the issue is that you have one political party that I get respect to, but it will be difficult for that party to win election. Is the movement for progressive change. The movement of progressive change, they have a policy, they have a manifesto that is called the wealth creation strategy. Do we have any name? Like, maybe, can you name your policy that this is the name of our policy? That's what we want to hear. Now, you can be having broom. Finishing our plantations around in Liberia. You are causing deforestation concerning our farm and other things in Liberia. You going around with brooms, all that kind of stuff. No.
A better Liberia is possible.
So you see, now,
let's
a better Liberia is possible. Yeah, that I need. A better Liberia is possible.
Can you listen to me?
Hold on. Let's
the issue.
Yeah, go ahead, Michael. Before I did not put.
See that what can happen? The panther now hits in your phone. A better Liberia is possible. You see what can happen when you talk about the panther? It hits in your phone.
Okay, guys. All of you guys know the house is crowded, and usually we like to take Koto to welcome to the show as well. The best Slammy guy here, but good is here. So everybody every market to their own take. Dr. Toto, before Koto come in, I believe you wanted to react to Jonathan.
Yeah, I just wanted to say some of the things that Jonathan passionately spoke about. He eloquently spoke about the issue that facing Liberia right now. He talked about drugs, the other society issue. But if you look at more all the various candidates, even his own man and the Senate coming ANC, I can't really see their pathway to resolving the issue for a better Liberia. Because if you look at some of the very individuals that are getting Liberia to be where it is today,
who are those people
that created a mess? That created a mess that get Liberia to be where it is today. You find out that those individuals they are cycling around either ANC or Unity Party. And they are just sitting waiting the day it is announced that Unity Party have won this election or ANC have won the election. You see everyone of them coming back again. The system cannot be faced or rescued by these two group of people.
So who are the people you are making reference? This is not society, Butch. Who are those people here? Koto is here. She's a strong supporter for Unity Party. You are getting on her skin. Jonathan is not happy right now. Padjor is burning within himself. Who are those people?
Also, we are seeing the caliber of people that in coming camp right now, and that's why in Unity Party camp. We don't want to come and name people here, but we know. You see,
Louis Brown.
The political atmosphere is landing among these two parties. That's why it comes to Tewa Goglo and all of Dr. Moniba. The ideology is completely different. But the reason why they are flourishing in the Liberian political system because Liberian politics is based on name brand.
Okay.
Based on
All
party.
right.
So that the moment is not a brand.
Guys, hold on 1 second. Let's not do it this way. He made a point, and we will come to
Yeah,
you.
but he's clear.
Before-
He's clear. I think he
Yeah,
spoke.
let's get a pick from here. Let's neutralize the conversations up here a
Cotto
little
is
bit.
out.
Let's get.
Cotto run away because of the Unity
No,
Party.
I'm going to the phone line yet. 283 number 283-724-42. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Yeah.
Is that Elvis?
Yeah, it's Elvis, Mr. So.
All right, Elvis, be the guy to cut the deal here this evening. You listen to these politicians. All what they are doing here tonight, pushing the agenda of their own. Are they for Liberia or for their party or for who? I have no idea. Be the judge here this evening here, and once the hammer hands down, but please be careful how you give the vote here. But quickly, let me thank you for coming in and always being here.
Thank you.
I guess you've been following the conversation here, the ANC, the LPPs. See how they treated my man from Kenya here this evening as if he's not an African guy like them. So he's a Liberian, not because he's in Kenya. Jonathan he just came different here today. But go ahead quickly and make your point.
Thank you, and hello to the panelists, but hello specifically to Jonathan. I think I might a lot of GB came out full of charge. But let me give the ANC some props, relative to Joseph Boyka. It was a so.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. Maybe last election, I don't remember when it went to somewhere like Maryland or with a G. So kudos to Cummings for going to that region. Although he's not familiar with the customs, but he was there. He partook in the customary welcome, which is really good. GMB is a traditional man, part of the traditional society on the other side. But still, there's two bush in that country, so to speak. You got to go see other people, but he hasn't done it. So I don't understand why he hasn't reached out to the Southeast. Are we not? Is he not seeking to be our president as well? Those of us who are from that region. So shout out to Mr. Bongo. He did it. He went through that area. Big thanks to Cummings, even though technically he's from that region as well. But one of the things I would say, the guy looked uncomfortable. I don't even know that guy know how to properly eat like Domo or GB. Maybe Dorake can teach him how to eat the traditional way. But Cummings has been making an effort, but he's lacking the charisma, and that is a sad thing. That's why you see some people spend their whole life being trained how to be a politician. It's not it's not something you can pick up in a couple of years. Sometimes you're trained from childhood on how to be an effective politician. And with all the qualifications that Cummings has, his charisma is just lacking.
Okay.
He doesn't really know how to communicate with the kind of population we have in our country, especially the traditional quote unquote people who votes he's looking for. But as I see it, JMB is gaining momentum as a CDC sympathizer. I will admit to this. But Cummings, the welcome that he got in the Southeast is troublesome for some of us who are seditious. It's troublesome. And I think Dorothy and Pajorzan, maybe they feel a little happy these few days because Cummings has been on the rise since his announcement of Bernstein.
All right. Thank you so
much.
This
election, as you said, one last thing, before I leave, as you've said on this platform, other people have said, it's definitely not going to be a landslide. It's going to be maybe a couple of 100,000 votes, nationally that will decide the election. So people like JMB neglecting the Southeast, I think that will be his downfall because we can compete with him in the West, in the central part of the country, but boy, that can't compete with what we have in the Southeast. And that is a bad strategy for him. He has to go there. Some people are willing to vote for him, but he has to go there and see them and make his message heard. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you so much. We're going to control here, but let me get this person. 410 number to 1243, been holding on. Caller, are you there? What's your name and where you calling from?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. So. Thank you so much for taking my call. This is Joseph Conto, and I'm calling from Washington, D.C., sir.
Washington, D.C. Okay. Mr. C, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. I've been listening to the show like I always do, and I just want to say one or two things.
Okay.
To my brother, our Sidishan brother from Kenya. You know, he hasn't been listening
Joe,
to the opposition.
Joe, how will you say that
Yeah.
was Sidician brother from Kenya? Is it because of his knee?
No, the point there is that the thing there is he's our brother, whether he's a sedition or everybody in the LPP, we are all one family.
Wow.
We are all one family. The thing there is we'll fight this political fight and then we'll go back and, you know, eat the doma together and, you know, drink the palm wine and all the kind of things, we'll do it. I'll be a parent man and I would tell my big brother, Dr. George Tutu, we are from the same region, the Sunny region. They are from Tututa. We are from Bonko Mukla Sunny district. But what I want to tell you is that Imperial will have a say. Imperial will say, no, kwa by feet, but my main, na be die that reply na the Gairula. In other words, what I'm trying to tell Dr. Tutu is the bush that you can overlook. There where they can take the rope to tie you. Okay? In this whole political arena, they are taking Mr. Comey for granted. They are taking for granted. I'm telling you, they are taking for granted. On the same show today, Dr. Tobe is saying that the point of Councillor Gonglo naming his running mate is not an issue, but he was the same person that beat on Mr. Cummings for taking a long time to pick his running mate. But here it is. Now the boy is in a court. He said, no, it's okay. Okay? Now, about the policy for the Southeast, our citizen brother was talking about. Mr. Cummings has said the road going to the Southeast is very bad. But there are particular spots within the road during the rain season time, it's difficult to plot this area. So what he's going to do, he will get equipment and place it around this area so that the people can be working on the road through the rainy season so that people can be able to move up and down until the road can be paved. He has said that over and over again. Speaking about waste in government, Mr. Cummings has said there are some government agencies that doesn't work on that one people. It's just their people there, they say they're working, but they're not really doing anything. For instance, he made an example of the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism.
In 30 seconds, before I go back to the...
Yes, sir. I'm going to end up quickly. What the Ministry of Information is all about? What kind of information are they supplying to Liberian people? Zero. So we will get rid of that. Okay? So the points are there. When people want to know, they need to ask, they need to listen, and also give credit to the political leader or the candidate that are doing the work. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's go back. I think that's the end of the night with the phone calls. The house is crowded. Carter have been very, very patient. Let me just bring her into this fry. Oh my goodness, 701. But Carter, go ahead. You've been listening to everybody here.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
evening. And good afternoon or good morning to our listeners, wherever you are this moment. I'd like to welcome my brother Jonathan. But I want to find out from Jonathan why he couldn't speak from Liberia or what was his problem. Or he was able to talk. Because the man said he was going and give up all the rundown in Liberia, but I didn't hear, a day from him. Only GB, I saw him preparing. I don't know what he was preparing that day. Anyway, I see my brother sister they're struggling with how they cannot get advice, turn a barrel down because or a tabata like I want to borrow voice for them. There's no excuse for that. Okay, and I must commend my our quarters. I listened to the last quarter. I think the quarter before the last quarter saying that if JNB is deserting the Southeastern, it's not true. The thing about it is they have schedules. You can't go in other places without plans. So the plan is there. Right now, there have been invitations all around Monrovia. And now they have to visit these places that they have schedules already for them. And then he's going to hit the road. That's not neglecting. It's just it's about time. The time is not just now as you guys thing. Not because Kumi gone there today or they were gone there the other day, it means that other people are not going there. It's just a matter of time. So it's planning, cause the order. Right now they are waiting for the very time schedule set to reach to those areas. Okay, that's the point about that. And my brother, again, one of them said that Boyka is not considered, is not gaining momentum. It was said that Boyka is not making moves. I don't know
I have
what moves
not
he
called
wants.
Joseph Boakai name one day on this today. Don't put out my name. Don't
Better
allow me.
talk, give it down. I just come in. You better talk here all day.
Yeah, but don't put something on my name that I answer. I ain't called Boakai name.
Somebody don't call it baby.
Taking moves like the two candidates. I mean, the man is moving to places in Monrovia. Is it because he haven't gone to the other part of Liberia? You were just
Why
saying,
is he not going there?
are these not human beings that he talking to? Are these not Liberians that he meeting? Of course, he's meeting Liberians, but I just tell him, you see, you'll go there. When we get there, you're
Because
gonna
they don't
see
have
the
the
wave.
resources.
Okay, you're gonna see the wave moving.
Then I'm you.
So we're not
Okay.
rushing. Like you said, Tewan is not rushing to get his candidate. We're not rushing to get to this false excuse.
Oh,
Like give me all day.
So,
The Lebron
wait a
not
minute.
important.
Because-
They're not rushing
so
to
you
get
agree with him?
Lebron not important to them, so they're not rushing to get to them. That JMB strategy.
Oh yeah, it's lack
Oh,
of
the people he's
infrastructure.
meeting are they not Liberians?
The same people in Monrovia also Monrovia like Liberia. The
It's
same people
not
can
the
see all the time. The same people can see
It's
you.
not the
The
same.
same people can see every day. Like when they put a matter in
Yes.
Liberia.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
JMB strategy.
guys, hold on one
Oh,
second.
yeah, in the sun, you JMB like a
So,
baby.
Yeah, that
hey,
was the thing. But your voice ain't pushing to the
all right.
when
Okay,
we
let's
get there, the
yeah
people
go.
we have scheduled with them, we're gonna meet them and we'll talk to all.
Yeah, so the
Okay,
message is going across.
all
Yeah,
right.
You
Quickly.
cannot
okay.
name your vast running mate. You say it's not urgent. Then why you be on somebody to go to South East weekend?
That's exactly.
Gentlemen, let's do it, guys. Let's do it one at a time so that we can get a good takeaway.
Okay, yeah,
So
no problem.
okay, so what actually we're doing, we have schedule set up for all of these places that we're going to meet our people. They are all our people. We're going to meet them, and before election day, we're going to get to all of these places. We will talk to our people, and they're already set waiting for us there. Don't mind it. Y'all, all those people y'all going that way, our people are already waiting for us to get there, and the schedules are there. So that's why.
Okay, let's go. Thank you so much. 7013613. Good evening, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
Thank you. My name is Kelvin Carter, calling from Fargo, North Dakota.
Welcome, my dear brother. Let's hear from you. What are we saying here? Do you have a different version of these guys, politicians?
Well, I just want to say thank you and thank you to your panelists. Well, what I want to say is that I think Councilor Bongo is doing very well. They saw each rule that everybody passing to Africa to go here. The only person that used the Liberia route to get to all of the places in East or East. So I think it's a plus for him. But if I were advising Councilor Bongo, I think he's doing a very good job in that he does not have the finance as everybody knows him to be a full-man lawyer. I will delay with my running mate announcement because if I delay, it's going to help me. Once I do my announcement and my momentum start, then I will continue to move until election time. But if I announce right now and then momentum start and break and have a breakdown in the middle, that will not help me. I think that's a strategy Congress team might be using, but I might advise them to do that. I think it's the best way to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, Kevin. Let's 404 number 3232346. Are you there, caller?
Yes, sir. This is Dennis Koti.
Okay. Welcome to the show. Let's hear from you.
Thank you so much. I also thank all of those panelists who are trying to help their candidates, for the sake of the Liberian people. I overheard somebody saying that Councillor Gongo is just passing around with the broom, and then his policy or whatsoever is not out there. I think that panelist might be sleeping. This is the only candidate so far that I know who is not hiding anything about himself, what he has done in the country, what he intends to do for the Liberian people, as well as how he is going to do it. He is out there telling the people, I mean, all over in the interior. So you will be you will be unfair to him by saying that he does not have any policy, but he's passing around with broom. You know, that is one of the things that I wanted to make clear. Councillor Gongo is doing everything he can to tell the people what he will do, how he will do it. He's not hiding anything. And in fact, his plans, he has a 10-point plan agenda that is popular. And he's only telling the people probably about 4 of those points he's been explaining to people.
All right.
Having said that, he is also the only candidate that has been able to reach to the people. I mean, to the people, when I say to the people, I'm referring to people in the interior where no presidential candidate has ever been. I'm not talking about right now, the candidates right now, no, but any past presidential candidate has never been in those areas that he has been. That means that he fully identifies himself with the people. He knows them, he has been with them, he knows what they go through, and he wants to really acquaint himself fully and get properly prepared when he takes the seat. And I believe if the Liberian people listen to him, their problem is automatically solved. By electing him, their problem is automatically solved.
Okay.
The problem with Zogos, the problem with the economic problem that we have in the country, the human rights abuses that are going all around, the lawlessness, just name it.
Thank you so much.
Councillor Gongo is doing great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Guys, I will be forced to lead this one here. The previous caller from North Dakota from the oil field changed the shape of this conversation. And I want to put it right in the faces of the ANC and Unity Party. And we saw those images when Councillor Gongo, going through those, rolled his pants, walking in those mud, experiencing the reality of ordinary Liberia. You have your guy today who went to the southeast and he went through Ivory Coast, he left his country and going through Ivory Coast because he wanted to have an easy route without understanding the reality of ordinary pimping boys, the men, the women, the elderly getting on motorbike, going to Grand Gita, going to Sando, going to these other places. And he said that is a disgrace. He didn't experience any household. He didn't see people falling in the swamp, in the mud with motorbikes and struggling to get that bike out. He didn't see the falling trucks in the highway to give him a sense to say, I want to leave a country. This would be my priority number one. You have Ambassador Boyka on the other end to doing the same. But then we all come back to say doing the same thing over and over. I believe the last time around, George, we were holding the stake. I stand to be corrected, holding the stake, even though much is not being done to the southeastern side, but you're holding those stake going up. So how can those people, if Councillor Gongo gets in the race and say there's a debate, how can they debate him on those roads issue or any other thing? Because they win the easy will, but he doesn't. I see Amos George already going in pain.
So anyway, I'm not surprised at you to take that route. Mr. Comey had traveled.
Am I not speaking the reality?
No, hold on now. You talk. Why you can't allow me to talk now?
You were talking, but don't say you're not surprised. You try to find me guilty. Go ahead.
But you go sit on your platform and say that he had not seen the reality of it. Mr. Cummings, this is not his first time going. This is not his second, third. He had traveled on that road before. Just try you are making the car got stuck. So the information given is not right. He was going by road. The car got stuck. They sent another car and hold it. But he had to come back to Monrovia. He was under that rain, marching with those people. So why would you sit there and say that? Let me say this. I give Councillor Conclo the credit, 100%. I give it to Councillor Conclo. But don't say that Mr. Comey had not fair what the people are going through. The last time you were there, when he started in Zedru.
We're talking about today.
You talking about today? Don't talk about today. Why we say today? Why you can't say about the other one when he was traveling?
This is a difficult times.
But that's the condition made that he did not complete that trip to come back on the road. So don't say he didn't fly into Harper. He traveled. His car got stuck. So don't say that. If you don't know the whole story, fine. But the line you're pushing, it's not fair. It's not fair.
The story.
This is not his first time going in that region.
Is it true that you went to Africa?
He did, because his car got stuck. He could not get a car back, so they had to they sent another car to tow the car. So he went through Africa to get back to Liberia. But he went back.
What are the money? What are the resources?
So what becomes?
They don't have money.
Hold on now. So what you want to say? What your question? Let me hold on.
What becomes of those people that in that gap where you think the car got stuck, and what becomes of the other people?
He had traveled there before. This is July. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you from Monrovia. I'll put you down from Monrovia because you don't know that road now. You don't know that road now. Let me put you in Monrovia. You're from Monrovia. You don't know that road condition. He had traveled there and he had seen the condition. He didn't just fly from Monrovia to Harper. No. This is his first time ever trying that region to fly from Harper to Monrovia. He has always traveled by road.
Hold on. Hold on. You got to lower your monitor. Hold on. Lower your monitor, please.
I cannot take that from Councillor Gonklo. Joseph Boakai, 2017.
Can you lower your, hold on 1 second, hold on. Can you please lower your monitors? Japa, please lower your monitor.
Yes, sir. Let me.
Yeah, lower your monitor, please, because we're getting the feedback. Go ahead, Pa George.
Joseph Boakai, 2017. He are not for in that region. So if you want to say anything, it's Councillor Gonklo and Mr. Comey, you can get that credit to. Joseph Boakai had not fought in that region since 2017.
Why you can't give to George Weah too? George Weah went there.
George Weah went there. Since his presidency, he went there one time. One time, George Weah went there. Since his presidency. And during his campaign time, he went there one time. And Mr. Comey went there that time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm seeing after that election, Joseph Boakai, who wants to lead this country, had not fought in that southeast region. That is Councillor Gonklo, and it's not becoming who are going in that region.
Okay.
Not compare that. It's not going to be
okay, hold on. Control you respond. Let me get let Tupper make his point. Let Tupper make a point. I will come to you, Control. Go ahead. I mean, Japa.
You don't see.
Control made another point here that I need to respond.
Even if the time
in Africa.
You see, one of my
guys. Yeah, go ahead quickly. Let the caller finish, and then we'll come back to you guys. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead quickly.
Okay, I just want to give you a true picture. I gave you a true picture of what is happening in Liberia. I was in Liberia. I just came back. This election, it will be between only 3 candidates. That's a true picture I'm telling you. The rest of the candidates, we have to decide where to go among the 3 candidates. George Weah, Zana Kumi, and Joe Boakai. The rest of the candidates, we have to decide where to go. And you go in Bon County, I don't know about other counties. The people in Bon County mind are made up for Joseph Boakai.
The people what?
Whether he go there to campaign or not, the people mind are made up. And let me just tell you one thing about Liberian politics.
How you got to that point?
When the people decide that this is your time, whether you run campaign or not, they will give you their vote. I'm speaking to you, I'm in the race myself, but I'm not going to call my candidate name. And I go to the villages, I hear what the people are speaking. And that Bon County, I'm not campaigning for Boakai, but that Bon County, the people have made up their mind for Joseph Boakai. And the Georgia government, I can tell you that it's already out. It's only 2 candidates I know, and these 3 candidates, Georgia, Zana Kumi, and Joe Boakai, everybody has to decide where to go.
So, did I hear you saying you're contesting?
Oh yes.
For
I'm contesting this elected.
You can't announce it because you're scared you will lose. Well, you scared you will lose, so you can't announce it.
okay, what you contesting? Let us know. So we hear from you as well. So how you got to
I'm
the
contesting elected district 3 in Bon County.
English district number 3? Yeah. Which district is that? Which region?
That district is almost like the capital city of Banga.
Oh, that Jokola.
That Jokola 3.
Okay. So how you got to the point that the people of Bon County have decided?
The capital city of Banga.
I have been there, going through the villages. I doing a lot of hand point in the villages. I building a lot of wooden bridges. And then if you go to the villages and start to ask the people who you think you will vote for, they will tell you, say, we're voting for Omen Kwaga because this is his time. Okay. And they are saying that the man is made up that his time, they have decided to give it to him. Whether he's champion or not, they have decided to give it to him.
Okay. Based on that, we'll try to validate that. We have 2 other guys based in Bangor who are going to see whether we can have some sort of conversation here. But Koto, quickly respond to Mr. George. Was he on point, reminding us?
Are you talking to me?
No, not you. No, thank you so much, Japat. Get in touch with us. Let's know exactly what you have to offer to the people of, I believe you said district number 3, and then we can have a conversation here as well.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Okay, then. Thank you so much.
Ministry has Ministry can look for comfort, looking for his comfort. I'm not there by George. I know Joseph Barker is going to those places and he's going to make it his business to reach there. And it's not because
has he been there? The question was, since 2017 he has not. So let's disabuse him here. Has he been there since 2017? Do you know?
Well, I'm not sure of that. I can't tell you. I'm not sure. So I don't talk fully. I'm not sure.
Meaning he has not been there.
Well, I don't know.
So she's not sure.
I'm not sure. So I will tell you that I'm sure. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not
But
saying.
he will go there, that for sure.
Hold on. The text. Let me read the text that says something. Yes, the text says Joseph Barker has not been up there since 2017. Let's call please.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. If he hasn't been there, okay, he will go there. So that's not the point right now. That not going there and not being
George, don't use my money to your pocket. That's all your thing.
Okay. We are already over the time. So, guys, this is what I want to
respond to Mr. So because you can't let anything say we'll give you 2 hours. She made a point about my candidate, and I need to respond to that. You can't let anything say we'll give you 2 hours now. She made a point. She made a point, Mr. Josh.
So okay, let her end her point quickly. Then we'll go.
The program start on time. If they're running behind, deciding who will run like real politics, then she gotta be on time.
I need to be
you discussing on time. You have not named your running mate. You discussing time issue here, brother.
I don't think you listen, man. You are making tabata today.
No problem. Hey, you be on time.
Oh my God.
I'm scared now, man. What? Those 2 things are the same category.
Okay, guys. Yeah, let's have some order in the house. Yeah, go ahead, make your point quickly.
Okay. The men they are telling you. Tewon is a good candidate. If I sit here and tell you Tewon is not a good candidate, I will be lying to you. But right now, it's not his time. Wait for your time. So say, that's not your time now. We are dealing with a time, with a season and everything. And this is not just an ordinary time. This is a rescue time. We are going to rescue Liberia. When we finish rescuing Liberia, we can give it to anybody who want to fix it. It will finish a person who want to fix it, or we give it to the broom person to sweep it out. But right now, we need to rescue Liberia from the state it is in. So you give us chance. We're going to rescue Liberia now and put it on the right path. When we should have put it on the right path, then we can tell you how to manage and to handle what state we have put Liberia into. So that's what we are doing right now. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay. Sister?
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. I'm trying to be intellectual about this conversation. Koto sits here and talk about that Congo should not give an excuse for not having a running mate. When in 2017, Joseph Boakai announced 90 days before elections.
2017.
That was 2017. I didn't start.
That was then. This is now.
Again, I didn't say it was not then. I called it here for a reason because I knew it was then. There was a reason. So his first time running on his own, the first time he decided to not be baby for all of them to be holding your hand, dragging you around. The first time he said, I will walk, I will get off my feet, I will stop crawling. For you know, you get a joint in, we stay forever on the ground, they can't crawl. The first time you can't stand. The first time he said he will walk, he announced Nukwe 90 days before election. And somebody here telling us that our first time running we late. Right after election in December 2017, this man was running for office. So since 2017, he been running for office. It took him 5 years to announce his vice presidential running mate because he's looking for money. It is not about competence, it's because of the money. And you want someone here to talk something, then you say the man will go to the southeast because they get plane. You know when they will go there dry season after election. Joseph Boakai cannot travel unless dry season. So you're in the southeast, you get to your unit party, he care for your dry season. Then they talk about rescuing Liberia. How do you create a problem? It's almost like to say, I go and be a psychopath and terrorize somebody and then give the person a referral to go to see a psychologist, and I refer them to my own psychological practice. You destroy Liberia. You made no credible impact. You want to run away from your record. You want to blame everything on Ellen that was wrong, but claim the good things. And then you say you will rescue a country. How do you sink us? Then you say you were the same rescuer. We were in your boat. You get all left. You left something. You didn't listen to the weather people. You brought us in a storm. Your carelessness led us to capsize. Then because you want, then you say, oh, let me go get the people a small life jacket and I'll come and say rescuer. You better change that name. You change that name. You stop destroying the brown people. So when you say here you want to say something, I'm begging you, my sister, you are speaking. I didn't say anything. When you sit down here, and you talk about, you say arrest, and the party say arrest. Including you right now, to tell us what's in arrest. You can't. Because Joseph Boakai arrest is almost like the CDC proper agenda, because it's not concretized. Everybody have a different ideology, a different understanding of it. So I'm begging you, the old men are still on the ground before you walk. When he want all of the bright hair and point on wouldn't start to walk, he announced a candidate. Just start to bring people.
When they stop you from entering Lofa, we're not responsible for it, because I getting text here now that man are entering Lofa. You're talking to your uncle and that. Okay, so guys, we are already over the time.
Can I come in?
Yeah, you're gonna come, but just 1 second. We are already over the time. We're gonna spin through the room now to make our closing argument. Hopefully, we were delayed today too, so we're kind of chipping. I think 18 minutes delay, so it's 10:10 now. So that's why we're still here. Yeah, we are Marcus.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, when somebody said yes, my brother Cisse calls it Tabata, but now he's on the spree of Fitijai. Complete Fitijai in the Kru language on his uncle. You know, the papa. When you hear Kru man say, you're not called Fitijai, yo. Now why are you doing that? So, but you see, the thing is that I will applaud Mr. Kumis, Mr. Izana B. Kumis, for going to Ivory Coast, because I was in Ivory Coast few months ago, and I know there are a good number of Liberian people there. So he has to go there to go and campaign to them. So using that route, he went there also to talk to them that he wants to become president. Thank you so much, Mr. Kumi. Somebody is telling us that the car got stuck, and this is somebody, they say he has a lot of money, but you are not using your vehicle that can even go through that place. Then you see Councilor Gonglo, who don't have money, who is struggling financially. He can make it. through all
What
of
was the time?
the mosques.
What was the weather?
So your
No,
plea called him
no, wait. Leave the issue. So you see, he went through all of those places successfully. Now, but I don't want for people to say that the only candidate that have gone throughout the country successfully is Councillor Gonglo. President Weah, as a president, and he will be a candidate. He will be a candidate in this election. Also, pay of visit in order the 15 political subdivision of our country. The vice president of the vice tender bearer of the CDC also made a trip throughout the country. So I don't want for people to say that this is applause for Gonglo for him to become president of Liberia. Now we are saying, look, this issue of having a vice running mate, Mr. Bwaka knew that he made that mistake, and that's why he rectified now. So you, from the Liberian People Party, you don't need to dwell on whatever that happened in 2017 for you to delay with your vice running mate. And it will be a very zero on your part in this election, because the politics in Liberia is regional. The politics in Liberia is sometimes it goes trouble. Even in the United States, the politics in the US is regional. And that's why you see most often when presidential candidates, when they are coming up with their vice running mate, they go to places that they name somebody that will also add numbers to whatever they have. So it is not only about looking for money, that somebody said that because Bwaka was looking for money. The ANC, you are saying you don't want to do the same old thing, but you have somebody who has already invaded taxes in Liberia. The company is closed. Musa Berete is a key player in the ANC. He invaded tax. They just closed Streamex. How do you expect the country to develop when you don't want to pay taxes? It is not one time, more than 2-3 times.
All right. This is like a complete onslaught here this evening here. No one is safe.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a party. Okay. Who wants to go next?
Let me go now, Josh. Let me go now, I'm begging you.
You're the two ANC people that can negotiate.
I sat down for quite some time and listening very carefully. I laid a bare rock for the conversation, and I see everyone going after one another. Firstly, among all of us that sit on the platform, no one has crisscrossed the southeastern region in recent time other than me. When I served as the CPP primary committee chair, I had an opportunity for Grand Bassa through Sano to Nimba County on motorbike. That was somewhere around the neighborhood of November, December. That was the dry season. So imagine that was 2020. It is a computing priority for people to crisscross. And for those candidates who have made their way there, the Councillor Gonglo, Mr. Cummings, they are done extremely well. And we should applaud them for it. And those candidates who are prioritizing to also go there, it is a business that they can also accomplish as well. We shouldn't take away from them. I also have mentioned here that 11 million for red subsidy, national road fund, whatever the money is, in as much as it is legit money for government, people should pay those money. I brought the conversation on. And let me tell my brother who has decided to hide his identity from being a sedition, and somebody will probably able to tell us, and he has navigated his conversation in that direction, that in elementary accounting, they say the business is separate from its owner, meaning the business can be sued and the owner can be at different lengths. So if Mr. Billete owes tax, the onus is on the government of the CDC to have collected government legitimate tax that the revenue authority have been vested with that power. It can be on the same person who owes the tax. What have been the government responsibility?
Are you kidding me?
Listen to me, listen to me, my sister, and this is where I got the whole thing messed up. When you government, when you have a responsibility to collect taxes, IRS, when they notice that you're not collecting taxes, they go as far as your property, and they deal with it to collect government legitimate taxes.
And you collect $5 million from him before they let office.
and it takes punitive measures against the individual, against the institutions that have created that problem, instead of bringing the individual in the picture because of political difference. Negligence on your part demonstrate clearly that the government itself is playing into that game of collecting the taxes. 2018, the money was collected. Since then, no fund. Why has it not been remitted to the government funding? So it cannot just be on the person who has the liability. It's a shared responsibility on the government negligence in keeping with the authority granted by the national legislature or the court or the court settlement that was also spelled clearly. But let me say very clearly to all of us here that all of these things that we are talking about, that some of us flag, we had a background for flagging it. We have, Marcus, you got to be a little quiet. We have 366,000 Liberians, children, who the Ministry of Gender has enumerated to be children living in the streets. They have said in a report that out of that number, 153,000 of them are just with Messerado County. It is scary. It is something to look at. It is a policy issue. What have been the measure of the CDC government after 6 years? It should concern us. 765 cases of sexually abuse, sexual gender-based violence are going on. Of that number, between January to March, 585. What have been the government responsibility in taking these measures? So the negligence of the government is just as similar as collecting taxes. And so whether it be a gender-based violence, whether it be a children being in the street, whether it be a thinking that you're paying WAS fee, though the parents will be happy that you pay WAS fee, but you made it to look irresponsible when they want to work and earn at 7, but you're not paying them because you're not collecting 11 million for rent subsidy.
Okay.
You're not executed in proper manner. So you put the bread, shift the bread on the people, then to make them to be handlers and beggars to you as a government. I think the responsibility is on the government, lastly, that's why we gave them the authority to collect taxes, to set budget, to spend our money. And if they are mismanaged it is just right that they turn the authority to another person. And among those persons, there are opposition leaders. Mr. Cummings is one of the opposition leaders. He's crisscrossing. Councillor Gonglo is there. Ambassador Bwaka is there. And all these individuals are far better than President we are. The only thing about it is that we are weighing the circumstances as a lesser evil scenario. That's all.
Okay, let's observe the time. Dr. Toto?
Yeah, we try to be myself. Yeah, thank you. I like General Clotis impact. Try to involve all the future presidential candidate. I think if you look at the current situation in Liberia right now, about who can really solve and deliver the problem in Liberia, Councillor Tewan Gongo. His ideology, his policy, everything is to the core. And he come with a lot of experience. And he's one of the best candidates in the race, that can really deliver Liberia from the current mess that been created by the Unity Party government. And the ANC took some of the individuals from the Unity Party government that created a mess and put them in their corner. And that was making it so bad for the ANC. And the Zeta government is a very good man. But I think he had been, I don't know who the people that really advise it. And I don't know if they're advising, whether you can listen to the advising or maybe want to do things. I don't know who, at this type of time in the political system like when things getting so hot, who will want to advise that presidential candidate to neglect bad road to go to Africa Coast and then come and meet the people? Or you say because he wanted to go there on a campaign trail to visit people in the Africa Coast, or he wanted to get him saying to Africa. So I don't know who really advise here. If you in Liberia, if you really follow the geopolitics in Liberia, you will see the disconnection between the ANC and with the Liberian people. So it's very troubling, to see where we are right now, looking at all the political mess that's happening in Liberia, and the Unity Party government coming with it also to Ambassador Bwaka in the world that they squander a lot of resources. Once the hope is there, that when they get back to power again, they will not squander more resources. The only hope is they were going like a deliver for Liberia.
They not tell you resources, opportunity. Get it right.
Robbie, you come, you see here.
But opportunities are resources. Opportunities are resources.
You said
it, guys. Hold on. Let him make his point.
Yeah, so
let him make his point. Let him make his point. We're not sanctioning him. They know you can do it.
It's one opportunity. The only pathway for Nigeria for better country lies in the ideology and the political ambition of Tiwa Gogno. The Liberian people want to get a better country. All that dressing that Senator talking about, you talk about TH pregnancy, you talk about buy economy, buy rule, everything. Would they Tiwa Gogno or presidency have the solution to this thing? Because if you put in ANC here, we see the light of most ability, other people in there. When you put it to Unity Party, they get everything from the past 12 years, they're coming back again. So we have to get rid of the two political parties. Who they want to rescue, who they want to face, is that right now, Liberia need to do the same corruption of Liberia corrected. And then
Thank you so much. Okay. Koto Jala Balaya Amos George. Who wants to go?
I'll go. Let me go. Let me tell you, if you have money, you should know how to spend money. Communists travel to the southeastern region. Maybe let me remind you, this is not the first time going by road. You saw you on that ring. You never had no embryo. You were marching with the people on that ring. This is the same impression you created. 2017, when we had people, Russian helicopter flying into that same region. Mesmerizing the people mad that he was so rich, he had this contact. Flying helicopter up into that region. 411K. Be yourself. And Mr. Kobe is himself. He will not create any impression that doesn't represent him. Because CDC, that's what people believe in. Impression, false impression. You went to the Russian people money. We are flying helicopter to the south. They say you are rich. When they get in the country, everything will be solved. Mr. Comey is not that type. Okay? So let me lay that one aside. That's the total. You continue to point at Mr. Comey being on other people. But let me ask you, would you add this the 5 years that Amos Oil ran that government?
ANC General Asa.
Would you give her account of that 5 years, the interim government with Dr. Sawyer and Teron Gongo? Would he give her the account of that 5 years? So you want to criticize, be constructive. Because you're trying to make that, this man is not coming. He got too much in that people around him. What Dr. Sawyer did in 5 years, interim government, when Teron Gongo was special assistant to him. We want to see that audit report, we want to see all the documents. Now let me go back to this thing here. You know, Joseph Boakai, I want to see Eric Johnson Sally gave Joseph Boakai 2 statutory functions during her 12 years. The Minister of Youth and Sport and that of Agriculture. And the Minister of Youth and Sport was in charge of demobilization. These very Zocos we're talking about today. What was the plan that Joseph Boakai left in that place, the 12 years and leaving, to tell the Liberian people this is the plan we put in place to help these children who have been affected by war, which is not of the creation? Where is it? What plan that he left with the Ministry of Agriculture? 12 years in self-sufficiency, in food production. Where is that plan? Those things were that he had the right supervision, statutory supervision. They were reporting to him directly. Today, the Zocos have multiplied. We cannot just blame George Weah. There was money, and you are aware of it. The UN pumped into that system. On Joseph Boakai watch, the Minister of Youth and Sport. Can you tell us what did they do? The group of 77 on Nippo Street, Poor on Joseph Walker, he took it and gave it to his wife. What was the improvement you did for those handicapped people in that place on Depot Street? And you one can tell that Joseph Walker is the rescue? Let me borrow from Cecil. You go and pour in cooking, you get no life jacket. Cooking, when it cares to say everybody for themselves. Then you now come back to say he's coming to rescue us? Why you didn't pour in a cooking? Fantinkino, but you pour in a cooking? Joseph Walker is not a person. If Liberia was a society.
They made me walk away. So yeah, when the crew people ready for you, I call no crew people name I think. So when you say he borrows the go work, the crew I call no crew people name I think.
You started the trouble here. So
if Liberia was a good society, this election will be between two persons. And it's not coming and Teoro Gongo. If Liberia was a society that you can say yes, it would be between Elizabeth Cummings and Teoro Gongo.
Thank you so much. Okay. Koto, why you guys put us in the Kenonai is leaking?
Yeah, you see, the thing about it is, when you have people that are limited, sometimes you need to educate them on some, aspects.
It too harsh, yo.
Really? No.
But to give me a chance, you said I shouldn't bother you now. You come.
No, I just asked. Really limited.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's angry.
We had a government that we took over that had nothing at all. The country was at its point of no development, just nothing at all that one could stand to even start on. And if you see, when you talk about the Zogos, they have 3 components, if not 4, but I know of the 3. In the first place, they had the rehabilitation and reconstruction. I think something that I'm not be too sure of the nomenclature. And how were you talking about? I happen to be one of the person who was part of the organization that was responsible for that, which was the Norwegian Refugee Council. And we were part of the rehabilitation project. There were people that came in, the people that was to have been rehabilitated decided to not even partake in the rehabilitation process. So, and the thing is that those that were rehabilitated at the time benefited from the rehabilitation process. And the ones that are coming now are just almost like new ones that are just coming up. You don't even know the history about those people that are in the street. It's not the old ones that are in the street now. Those are just new ones that are coming out.
27 years old. 20
Most
years
of them are just new ones. That's why I'm telling you. Most of them are just new ones coming in.
New one.
You said that not Ellie Zogo that we are Zogo there now.
Yeah.
Zogo, yeah.
And so we are with the Zogo there now. We have rehabilitation project, and let me tell you something. What happened was that the rehabilitation project, many of these guys that were supposed to partake in the rehabilitation did not even go for rehabilitation. You will see most of the people that wanted to go to school, that was zealous to go to school or yearning for education, where they weren't making use of the opportunity. They were buying those spaces for those the opportunity that they should have made use of. So you see, the Liberian problem is just not one person; it's us, and we still not trying to put a system that we can, resolve the problem. Then we shift it. Those people that should have gone, they refuse to go and give the opportunity to people that made use of it. Today, many of the people that you see going to school, achieve higher education, where most of them have made use of the opportunity. Some were not even Zogos, they were not rebels, but yet they bought space from these people and made use of the opportunity. We used to go pay these people, and they would tell us that they are not rebels, but they bought the names because sometimes we used to investigate. We carry out investigations. How did you get this? And they will tell you, my sister, I beg you, I want to go to school and I don't have the opportunity. I'm not rebel, but I bought a space. And it was the truth. Because most of them wanted to go to school and they didn't have that opportunity that the UN was providing. So they have to use it. So that's why I was saying some of these things.
Yeah, we're not going to really get it. Just on the point, I got to go to CC. We are already out of time. We got to be keeping within the confines of comments and stuff.
It's not that they didn't use the opportunity, but it's impossible that 100% of these people were, given the process to go through it. So you can't say they didn't. And we will still make these people, we will still provide opportunity for them. We're going to rescue them. And if they want it, we will still give it to them. And if they don't want it, it means they will not make use of the opportunity. We have to make available to, you have to make yourself available to use the opportunity. If you don't make yourself available, you will not use the opportunity that you have.
Okay.
So that's the case with the Zogos case that you don't know about.
Who's the last speaker for the night? Sister Goya, right?
Yeah, but something Jonathan talked about, that just came to mind. He's saying because the government did not go to behind ability to collect the money, and ability should not have paid the money. I mean, the person that facilitated.
So he said ability is separated.
Both are criminals.
No, I didn't say so.
Yeah, you said that they should have gone because they didn't go behind.
No, I'm here.
Sorry, let's.
Categorically said ability should pay. He categorically said ability should pay ability owe money.
I said ability is separate for the business. The institution
is not. He's the head of the business. Exclude ability from the business. There is no way you can exclude him. That's his business.
Who's the business?
I call the business theory, my friend.
Man, we are.
Okay. All right, guys. Koto, in 30 seconds, make your point. Let's just say close it. Okay, guys, we're not going to go back. Maybe in the next second.
Be treated as a criminal. Don't exclude him from being and it is not only one time or two times.
Is he convicted?
He was
when you're using the word.
Is convicted.
Is he convicted now?
I don't say exuberance.
Yeah, he has been convicted. He was FIFA.
Okay. All right, guys. Hold on, please. We shouldn't be like these other people here. This is
something. Been bound for football at
corruption. Go ahead, make your point. Jonathan, Cotto, yes, guys, Michael, leave it there. You say you're something. It's not even a crime. So, Sister Goya.
International and local criminal.
Guys, we've got to stick within the confines. That has to be enforced.
The first thing I want to lay out.
God more time, more than everybody here. Why?
Yeah, no problem. Some people get more time sometimes. I want to make it off Africa now. You go. Don't come late next time. I hire me all late. You want to be people, but you want to leave, but you can't late. They don't want people to get your chance. So let me say this. Let me finish speaking. You're speaking our quiet. Don't use my time. Next time you want to play the count time. The issue here, I want to lay first before I for Cotto to say that people on here are limited, I think it was pretty harsh. I think she should reconsider that. I think it was demeaning to a fellow panelist. It was not a well use of word.
All right. The school is settled. But Joyce will draw her comment.
It doesn't matter who you refer to or stay harsh.
Okay.
Hey guys, please. I mean, once we gotta. I'll come in 1 second. Sissy, guys, this is LPR. We don't want to let other people. We have our own identity. We have our own. We don't want to mix it up with other things. Go ahead, Sissy.
So, Cotto here telling us that the Unity Party have a history. They have an intelligence. They have a repertoire of creating Zogos. Because he said the old Zogo, anyone is Zogo, and we are Zogo. And what we are saying is we don't want to give our country by the people who have been known to create Zogos. who have been known, and it's in there, and they're claiming that to be able to create Zogos. And she said there's a CDC Zogo. So they ping pong, they table tennis. Well, my sister, let me speak.
We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't. People, if once you close your statement, any other thing now, you wait for the next meeting, and it goes to everybody.
Koto, please let me finish speaking. Koto, let me finish speaking, please. That's how you run our country. They table tennis match where you want to use the bring people for between UP Zogo self, CDC Zogo self, law self. We don't want the bring people to be playing a table tennis. So we're begging you for Koto to say that she worked with DDR and they found people who violated the rule. They were not supposed to be demobilized. They were not ex-combatants, and they confessed to her that they bought space and she allowed it to go on. She facilitated criminality under the Unity Party government. And these are the people that are coming by and say, we're getting another chance. My brother are telling you.
I didn't work with government. You get it wrong. You get it wrong.
With tire play,
they
table tennis.
I didn't say I work with government.
No. Hold on 1 second. Listen, guys. We will not accept that. Please. When you are giving a time to make your final argument, as long as it's over, it's over. We shouldn't be doing that because that is also just not. It will not go. No.
I work with DDR. I never work with DDR.
Well,
she said she worked with Norwegian.
Yeah, she said it was under the Norwegian government. The DDR was under the Norwegian government.
No, yes. They were only paying those that work with the DDR.
It was one of them. That's the plan I'm making.
So
But
let me ask a question. Were this group?
The greater point here, let me finish closing. The greater point is not who she worked for. The greater point is that people abuse the system, and she said she caught them and she let it go. That is the greater point. So for me, I'm not trying to focus on the minutia. And so we are telling the Liberian people, if you're tired of this table tennis between Unity Party creating Zogos and CDC creating Zogos, the Liberian people cannot continue to be playing the table tennis. Pick a different candidate. Pick people that will move Liberia forward. You forget about the thing when people say at the time because they have been crowned king and they think Liberian people ought to serve them because they have been crowned because of their time. Get out and vote right. Don't do the table tennis Zogo match. People won't play with us. Thank you.
So, I think everybody concluded, right?
Everybody.
No, we're done. Hold on.
I claim this one. He will go say, I said. And let me get it plain clear. I am telling you, when you grab some of these people to ask them in the corner, I'm not saying you go there and they will confess to you sometime. It's not that they go in the office and tell you it.
It doesn't matter.
In the corner that still confession.
Hello. You see?
They are not rebels. Why are they doing
that? No. Okay. Hello. Yeah. That's it.
And they will confess to you. But at the time, already sent. I will go tell them. I will go tell the people.
Can I make my argument? Can I make my closing point? You see, all of you that talk, sir, this is what I always. Everybody protect his or her own alligator. United Party should be. They shouldn't even mention something that this thing they call Zoko, because the millions of dollars Helen Johnson Sirleaf and even the ambassador, they can't even tell us today where and how far, how many people were demobilized from the international community, whatever funds that was put into that. For you to come and tell us here, Joseph Boyka, I'm sorry, he's not the right person. He's just not the right person because he can't tell us exactly where the government that he worked for 12 years to tell us the status of demobilization, how many persons were benefited, where are they, and who are these people where we can make reference to. And for you to even work for an agency, that agency, I assume, partners with government to identify, to get treatment plan, to make people to be for United Party to look. United Party should not get within the proximity of government. Period.
No,
they're not new people.
Mr. So, point of correction. The DDR process. Yeah, point of correction. The DDR process was not done by the Unity Party government. It was done by the interim arrangement, which was led by Judy Bryant. That is be made
So
clear.
it continued through the Unity Party government. It continued
After that, only Judy Bryant was still taking over.
So don't tell that
No, listen,
No
the
funding. Are you saying no
Hello?
funding were provided to the Unity Party government? There's a double standards here.
What I'm saying, let me end. What I'm saying here is the DDR process had a period and it ended during the interim arrangement. See, we all know we were there and we know.
No, that's not true. Koto said will tell you that's not true. Mr. Weir.
Okay, guys.
That's not true.
So you know
the elite regime.
So you know the hypocrisy. Let me. I think I'm done with Unity Party. Let me turn to my ANC friend.
No, Mr. So something you said that wasn't right. These people, they have already been under the DDR era, and the portion, the last portion here was to pay them for the process.
So when people confess to you, confess to you and let it go. It was wrong.
The DDR process that Cesar spoke about, it would have discounted the very Liberians. So if somebody fought war and felt that they were in third grade and they can no longer become a 26-year-old, they can go by in third grade, or somebody can now go to college and another Liberian benefited from it instead of the people carrying that money back. I agree with Cesar to say that it will appear like a form of corruption. But Liberians who also benefited from that process to graduate and use that card are utilizing the benefit of it, unlike if it were to not attend school and they take that money and carry that money back.
So Stanton stealing from the country and giving to some people because he helps somebody.
Jonathan, is that an action you're going to make on this platform?
Let me.
Guys, hold on.
I say, Party Sogo and CDC Sogo.
And 200,000 Liberians were to benefit from.
Guys, all right. We sing together. We sing together. We can't talk together.
Sister, don't go. Stay.
Have a pleasant night.
Just give me 1 minute. Let me explain.
But why you close the camera?
I can see your face.
No, that is Zogo. The Zogo took the camera.
No, these people have gone. Hey, I just listen now. When you're deep talking, these people have gone through the rehabilitation and the rehabilitation and I don't know, reconciliation, something.
Demobilization.
The demobilization, the rehabilitation. I thought the name of the way they apply again.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yes.
Oh, the thing you facilitated you're not know it?
No.
Reconstruction and rehabilitation.
What we were to do was to pay them for the process that they have completed. Because some were given package and some were given fund. These people, those that were in the construction era, some were in the electronic era, and some were in camping trade. So they would come and get that money paid. And we were responsible.
All right, guys. We gotta leave it here. It's 10:45. I'm sorry to say. Thank you so much. And
so we didn't recruit them.
Koto, Marcos, Joyce, Jonathan Dulake, Sisi, thank you so much.
I will read the paper to you on the next program.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, you have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye. Oh. Okay. Well, folks, that's what we have. And this is what you get when people are protecting their own alligator for political reasons. Where do we stop? Where can they tell us about the rehabilitation process? We know millions of dollars were invested for rehabilitation, reintegration, and make these people to be useful in society to gain their rightful standing. That wasn't done. They can't tell us how many persons were benefited. They can tell us where they stopped. And you heard the ANC guy, Amos George. Yeah, he went there before. So what happens now? So are you saying if there was a crisis, you president, you would just travel at a specific place? That is just inexcusable. It doesn't matter whether a dry season or rainy season, whatever, go through the process, know and feel it. Whether you've been there 10 times, it doesn't matter. And that's what other than supposed to be doing. They shouldn't lay down in a comfortable place, going through other countries and say because it's rainy, you don't know that it's rainy season. This is why you have your people in the house. All parties are represented, oppositions, ruling establishment, independent. And this is where somebody should be farsighted to say, wait a minute, a specific time of the year, because of our bio rules conditions, we need to look at our constitution. So it's excusable. And look at our timing, where we can vote. So they know that. They know it's the season. So you can't tell us because your car got stuck, so you have to go to other places and then you come. It's just inexcusable. Suppose it was a disaster in that specific region, and you as a president or your management team needs to go there. Then you will say you can't go there because of what? Other people got on by. Who say they can't ride by? Experience the day-to-day life of the people. That will compel you when you are elected to do something about it. A greater segment of the Liberian society is cut off a certain period of time. We need to have a genuine conversation about that. These people that are contesting, they need to tell us specifically. It's not just only by making proclamations or telling us we will do this in 100 days, in days. No. Those are political thoughts. And those are something we need to start. And this is why these people that are seeking is not just only their surrogate. They themselves need to come forward and tell us exactly how much they intend to invest to bring these things up to standard in the 21st century. How they're going to get that, where that money going to come from. It's not just a matter of telling or pronouncing we will do it. Anybody can say anything for political purposes, and that's exactly what we are experiencing. Well, we'll be back here. I believe the Liberal will be here tomorrow with his program. But I want to thank you so much. And sometimes I get a little bit dicey here on this network, and we understand, and we know that people are representing people, and so they have to put it that face of defiance to argue their own, and that what makes them to always protect their own alligator. If this is the first time on this network, we want to thank you so much for always. Sometimes we say things, we talk things that it doesn't go in your political directions. Yes, still you come here, and that's the courage. We agree and disagree, and that's the passion all of us have in different forms and shape about our country, except that we are expressing it in different contexts, which is okay as well, as long as done with civility, no insult, but argue our point that we strongly believe in. That is good for our democracy, and we want to encourage everybody to do that. Defend what you believe and trust in, and come with a logical point to make your case. That's what we tend to do here always. We want to thank you so much. Our man, we say thank our man, Ted Lion Ted, and brother who doesn't want us to call his name, made goodwill donations to the Liberal Public Radio. And we encourage other people to do that. And part of the reason is because we refuse, or maybe at the management level, we have people who represent the interests of different political institutions. This is why we don't badge, we don't slam, we don't abuse anybody here. They are at liberty to express, to air their view, what they strongly believes in the convictions and the political ideologies of this institution that is so cherished. So for us, we intend to do that at all times. We want to thank you so much. If for any reason you feel the conviction that we are doing something right and you want to see the continuity of this network, the number is 682-433-8802. That's the official cash out and Zelle account number of the Liberia Public Radio. That is Citizen Bank. $5, $10, $2. That's okay. We would also like to work for you so that you can give us your hard-earned money that you work for by providing services. You want to advertise if you're a business, you want to advertise, you want to run a promo, let us know. Get the expertise of the professionals who will get it done and have it done perfectly. And that is why we always do this in as much as we want it, but we want to also work for your hard-earned money, not just to throw it out there to give without working for it. It can be your conventions, it can be your anniversary, it can be your wedding, it can be your graduation, whatever thing that you are doing. We want to work for something, and then you pay us. Thank you so much, folks, and have a pleasant evening. Is Decision Day in the month of October 2023. Join me in this coming Saturday for the program to the Liberian World. Today will be your next program coming.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Wood. They are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food. You have dry fish, you have cassava, you have yams, you have plantains, bananas, and Musa even
262610. Address is 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia. Uncle Musa's Store, a home of organic food for healthy family. Tell Uncle Musa is LPR-TV gives you this message.
Welcome everyone. This is Liberia Public Radio. We are coming to you from Uncle Musa's Grocery, one of the groceries located on Woodland Avenue. And I have here with me the proprietor, Uncle Musa, the owner of the store. Uncle Musa, please tell us about about your business entity in the Philadelphia area.
Okay, this is welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery. This is 6523 Woodland Avenue. Zip code 19142, and we have another store on 804 Garrett Road, Upper Darby. That's all in Pennsylvania. Our grocery mostly will carry African food, palm oil, imported from Liberia and West Africa. So you're welcome here. We have a very good customer service. We have very reasonable prices, and anything you want from Liberia, trust me, you will get it from Uncle Musa Grocery. So we welcome everybody. And I promise you, you get good customer service in our stores. So choose to come in.
Okay, that's the voice of the owner of Uncle Musa's Grocery. And I want to welcome all of you. This is one of the leading African stores in Philadelphia. Trust me, we are always here.
welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Wood. They are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia.